The U.S. issued new sanctions on Chinese and Russian companies on Tuesday in an effort to cut off financing to North Korea's nuclear program. The U.S. Treasury is targeting 10 firms with financial connections to Pyongyang. The Wall Street Journal reports that federal prosecutors have also filed lawsuits seeking penalties and assets from the companies. Ian Talley is a reporter for the Wall Street Journal and one of the reporters on this story. He's in our Washington bureau. Ian, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Elaine.
So break down for our viewers what kind of firms these sanctions are targeting and what it means for these companies to be added to the Treasury's North Korea sanctions list.
So, Elaine, there are a range of new companies and individuals that are targeted in these Treasury sanctions, ranging from coal companies to fuel suppliers, suppliers of metals to Korea, even companies that provide exports for North Korean labor in other countries. It's part of a broader campaign by Treasury to tighten the noose on Korea and the countries that are helping to facilitate North Korea's weapons regime. One of the most significant companies is one of the three Chinese coal importers of coal from North Korea, Dandong Zhejiang. And it's important to know why they're targeting this coal company. North Korea gets a lot of its revenues, including for the weapons programs, from its major exports, commodity exports. Coal is the largest.
And so these sanctions and lawsuits are aimed at stopping those kinds of activities.
That's right. The lawsuits are related. Actually, the U.S. Attorney's Office has been investigating this firm. It revealed in July in an unsealed document that it had frozen some assets related to this Dandong Zhejiang firm and what's called the Chi-Yu-Ping network of companies that U.S. attorneys accuse of laundering money for North Korea. Chi-Yu-Ping is the majority owner of Dandong Zhejiang and four other companies, including a company called Rambo Resources related to Dandong Zhejiang. They're trying to tighten the noose, tighten the financing. As much as 95% of Korea's coal export revenues go to Pyongyang's weapons program, according to U.S. attorneys' claims, citing defectors and confidential sources. And Treasury's actions are designed to really to say to countries, China, Russia, and even a Chinese company in Namibia that's using Korean workers, to say, hey, look, we're clamping down on your financing. And it also sends a message to other companies who might be also facilitating North Korea's regime by saying, look, there are risks to doing business with Pyongyang. Stay out of the market.
So it's interesting to see the actions taken by Treasury and at the same time to hear the statements coming out of the State Department. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson said in a briefing on Tuesday that he is, quote, pleased that North Korea has shown some restraint recently by not conducting missile tests. But these sanctions appear to imply that more pressure is necessary to slow down Pyongyang's nuclear program. How effective have economic sanctions been in the past, and will these sanctions be any different?
Sure, if I may, just on that point, North Korea has yet to come to the table and said, yes, we want to sit down and we're willing to consider stopping our nuclear weapons program and our ballistic missile tests. Though it has stopped it for now, it has not come to the table for that. So analysts and even senior cabinet officials in the administration have said, look, we're going to ramp up the sanctions pressure. We're going to do this slowly, gradually until Pyongyang comes to the table. It has, sanctions on a whole have a mixed record. In 2005, when the U.S. targeted a small bank, Banco Delta in Macau, that was helping to finance Pyongyang. It freezed financing for North Korea. The won plummeted. It put a lot of financial pressure on North Korea, and Pyongyang came back to the table, negotiating table, though it was soon after doing its nuclear weapons testing. With South Africa during the apartheid era, we put on an embargo along with other countries, and within a few years, the South African regime quit the apartheid regime, so that proved effective. Cuba, we had a long embargo on them, and whether it's right or wrong to keep that embargo on them, I'll leave it to politicians to debate for now, but it's questionable whether it ejected the regime there.
Yeah, well, we'll continue to watch what happens with North Korea and whether this added pressure changes the dynamic at all. Ian Talley, thank you so much.
Pleasure to be here.